And some home comforts from James Martin here on BBC Two today at 3:45 after Escape to the Country from Hampshire in 45 minutes. First, in a change to our lineup, you're in the right place for perfection.
Welcome to the quiz show that demands nothing less than perfection. Behind the screen are 4 contestants who will be hoping their knowledge is flawless, because one single mistake could give the game away. This is perfection. Hello and welcome to the quiz show where only perfect play is good enough. Behind me are the contestants. We call them the usual suspects. They're in our isolation room. In a moment, we'll find out which one of them has been randomly selected to join me here to play perfection. They'll then face a series of true or false statements. For example, if I said the main ingredient in guacamole is avocado, would you say that's true or false? Well, if you said true, I can tell you, you'd be right. Answering true or false might seem easy, but if the contestant gets a single answer wrong, their opponents, the usual suspects, will be allowed into the game to capitalise on their mistakes. So, you know how the game works. Let's meet the usual suspects.
Hello, I'm Anne. I live in Hove in East Sussex. I'm a retired local government admin assistant, and this is my first game.
Hi, I'm Joe from Huntingdon in Cambridgeshire. I'm a broadcast journalism student, and this is my second game.
Hello, I'm David. I'm from Wakefield in West Yorkshire. I'm a civil servant, and this is also my second game.
Hi, I'm Aubrey from Burton-on-Trent. I'm a brewery worker, and this is my 16th game.
OK, welcome to you all and best of luck as we now find out which one of you has been randomly picked to play perfection. Can it be true? Aubrey, please come and play perfection. Aubrey, I'm quite emotional. I can't believe you're finally down here to play the game.
It's been a long time coming, Nick, a long time coming.
Well, it's now you versus the usual suspects. They were your teammates. You were their team captain, effectively, for such a long time. Now, it's all changed. They are now your enemies. Their job is to stop you from winning the prize fund, because your failure will mean the prize money rolls over to the next game, where one of them could be sitting here playing for a bigger total. Every game on perfection is worth £1,000. Here's the good news for Aubrey. Nobody has won the past 10 games, so the prize fund currently stands at £11,000. So, if you won the £11,000, what would it go on?
The first thing we'd do, me and the wife would go to Las Vegas. And I did say about getting the drive block paid, but the wife knocked that on the head and she said Australia as well.
Well, good luck. Here's how the game works. You'll play 3 rounds and then a final. Every round that you achieve perfection will make the final easier for you. However, if your performance is anything less than perfect, the usual suspects will have the chance to step in and steal the round, making the final that much harder. More of that to follow later. Usual suspects, we're going to switch you off for now so you can't see or hear anything. And away they go off into the dark. Aubrey, you can now talk through your answers without giving away any vital knowledge, OK?
Yep.
Each round consists of 4 true or false statements. You'll be answering against the clock. You only have 45 seconds. And once you've given your answer, your first answer, it's locked in. Yep. You ready?
Yes.
Good. Then let's play perfection. Round 1, your 45 seconds starts now. Sri Lanka won the 2011 Cricket World Cup.
I'm not a big cricket fan. I believed India won that, so I'm going to say false.
False. C is the Roman numeral for 50.
See, they're all letters in the Roman numerals. True.
True. You need to push on with time now. Natalie Portman won an Oscar for Black Swan.
True.
True. And finally, Charles I was a Tudor king.
Tudor. No, false.
False. And with a little time to spare, you've answered all 4 statements. How did that feel?
Nervous out here. Nervous out here.
Well, before we reveal how well you've done, it's time for us to bring back the usual suspects. So, usual suspects, these were the 4 statements, and next to them are Aubrey's answers. So, David, how do you think he's done?
There's not perfection there, Nick, for certain. The glaring error is on B.
Joe?
I absolutely agree. I believe that C actually equals 100.
There you go. It's a vote of no confidence, I'm afraid, from the usual suspects. But it's the moment of truth. You need to have answered all 4 statements perfectly, Aubrey, to have won the round. Let's see how many are correct. Yep, 3 out of 4. It's just not good enough. You have not achieved perfection. And as a result, you've let your enemies, the usual suspects, into the game. Usual suspects, you can steal the round. You can see Aubrey's answers. You need to change just one of them. Which one's it going to be?
Which do we think? It seemed pretty convincing to me. You happy with that?
Yep.
Nick, please, we will change answer B from true to false.
B changes from true to false, leaving A, C and D as answered by Aubrey. Usual suspects. Let's find out what the correct answers are. Sri Lanka won the 2011 Cricket World Cup. True or false? Yes, it is, of course, false. And it was, as you said, India who beat Sri Lanka in the final. C is the Roman numeral for 50. Aubrey, you said it was true. The usual suspects think you're wrong and said false. Is it true or false? Yep, it is false. It's the Roman numeral for 100. Natalie Portman won an Oscar for Black Swan. You both said it was true. It is, of course, true. And you know where this is going now, don't you? Charles I was a Tudor king. Is it true or false? It is, of course, false. Congratulations, usual suspects. You have achieved perfection. He was, of course, a Stuart. Well, Aubrey, they've stolen the round. Usual suspects, you now have the opportunity to make Aubrey's chances of winning the final and the prize fund that much harder. And here's how. Aubrey, this is your final board. These 6 blank spaces need to be filled with subject categories. Here are your final round categories. They range from 90s pop through soup through to dating and many more in between. If you had won the round, you would have the opportunity of adding 2 categories of your choice to the board. But because the usual suspects stole the round from you, they choose 2 categories, hoping to make the final that much harder for you to win. So, usual suspects, which 2 do you fancy?
Anne.
I don't know how good his voice is, but I'd rather fancy singing.
Singing goes across into the final. Thank you, Anne.
OK, I'll be honest, I'm looking at myself here for interest, and I'm going to go for 90s pop, please, Nick.
90s pop. Very good of you to say out loud. Very honest of you, Joe. You don't have to admit anything here, you know. But you have an honest face, and you're obviously a very honest person. Well done, usual suspects. You've won the first round. Time to switch you off, and we'll see you in round 2. Aubrey.
That's 2 of the categories I would definitely have picked.
Which ones do you want to avoid?
Mythology, probably novels. I don't read as much as I should do.
OK, mythology and novels are the ones to avoid. Well, you ready to play on?
Certainly am, Nick.
Let's play round 2. Your 45 seconds starts now. Barack Obama is the 34th US president.
I'm sure I've read that as being true. So true, please, Nick.
True. A yard is a unit of length equal to 4 feet.
That's definitely wrong. It's 3 feet, so that's false.
False. Rapper Tiny Temper's real name is Kwasi Dankwa.
That's false.
False. And finally, Hawaii is the smallest US state by area.
No, that's false as well.
False. And with time to spare, you've answered all 4 of the statements. Before we reveal exactly how well you've done, it's time for us to bring back the usual suspects. So, usual suspects. These are the 4 statements, and next to them are Aubrey's answers. Joe, how's he done?
I'm not sure about C. I think that Tiny Temper's real name is Kwasi Dankwa.
Interesting. Anne, do you know much about rapping?
I know nothing at all about rapping, so I have no idea on that one.
Do you think he's achieved perfection?
I'm not sure about A. I can't remember what number
Yes.
Barack Obama is.
David.
Well, I thought rappers covered sweets, so that's about all I can tell you on that one. But Barack Obama is the 44th president, not the 34th. So that's definitely wrong.
Interesting. OK. Aubrey, the moment of truth. You need to have answered all 4 statements perfectly to have won the round. Let's find out how many are correct. Three out of 4 is good in most environments. Here, it's just not good enough. You failed to achieve perfection. You've now let your enemies, the usual suspects, into the game. Usual suspects, can you steal the round? You can see Aubrey's answers. You need to change just one of them. Which one?
Well, I was obviously wrong about C, because now you said about A and Barack Obama, I wouldn't disagree with you.
OK, Nick, we're going to change question A. True to false, please.
A changes from true to false, leaving B, C and D as answered by Aubrey. The usual suspects. Let's find out what the correct answers are. Barack Obama is the 34th US president. Aubrey said it was true. You've changed that to false. Is it true or false? Yup, it's false. 44, absolutely right. Bang on with that one. So you know where the rest of this is going, don't you? A yard is a unit of length equal to 4 feet. True or false? No, of course it's false. It's actually 3 feet. Rapper Tiny Temper's real name is Kwasi Dankwa. True or false? False, of course. Patrick Okogwu is his name. Hawaii is the smallest US state by area. True or false? It is, of course, false. Congratulations, usual suspects. You have achieved perfection. Rhode Island is, in fact, the smallest state in itself. Oh, dear. Aubrey, the usual suspects have done it again. They've succeeded where you failed and they've stolen the round. Let's have a look at the final board. Yes, the usual suspects have chosen the first 2 subjects in the final, and because you won the round, you've earned the right to choose the next 2 categories to add to the board. So what are they going to be?
Well, Nick, Aubrey's in the soup here, so let's see what he's like on soup.
Soup. And?
I mean, what will he be like with action heroes, for example?
He's won himself. Let's go with action heroes, Nick, please.
Action heroes goes across and becomes the 4th subject in the final. Congratulations, usual suspects. You're doing really well and you've won the second round too. It's time to switch you off and we'll see you in round 3. And away they go. They're killing you here, Aubrey.
Don't know.
Are they not? Are they
No.
choosing? You like that, do you?
I thought they'd have noticed my waistline, so, you know, I do like the odd bowl of soup.
Yes. Anyway, let's play round 3. Your 45 seconds starts now. The Kiss is a famous sculpture by Rodin.
I haven't got a clue on that. I'm going to say false.
False. Dry ice is the solid form of carbon dioxide.
That's false, and I don't know the reason why.
False. Brian Clough briefly managed Manchester United.
That's definitely false. Nottingham Forest, Derby County, Hartlepool, but never Man United.
False.
False.
And finally, Katie Holmes played Lana Lang in Smallville.
I know she's married to Tom Cruise. True.
True. And after using some of that time to think about it, you finally completed all 4 statements. Good round, bad round? Phyllis Scholes.
2 I'm certain of, 2 are guessing.
Well, before we reveal how well you've done, it's time for us to bring back the usual suspects. So, usual suspects. These were the 4 statements, and next to them are Aubrey's answers. And has he achieved perfection?
No, definitely not, because A is definitely wrong. I've seen it several times.
OK, well, Aubrey, the moment of truth. You need to have answered all 4 statements perfectly to have won the round. Let's find out how many you've got correct. 1. Just 1 out of 4. So, because you didn't manage perfection in that round, you've let your enemies, the usual suspects, in again. Can you steal the round again, usual suspects? You need to change 3 answers. Which ones is it going to be?
I'm a Manchester United fan myself, and although I don't know too much about the club's history, I know that Brian Clough never managed them, so that must be right.
So this is looking fairly clean cut for us, Nick. We'd like to change A from false to true.
A changes from false to true.
Change B from false to true.
B changes from false to true.
And to finish with, we'd like to change D from true to false.
D changes from true to false, leaving C false as answered by Aubrey. Usual suspects. Let's find out what the correct answers are. The Kiss is a famous sculpture by Rodin. True or false? Yep, it is true. Anne was absolutely right on that one. Dry ice is the solid form of carbon dioxide. Is that true or false? Yep, it is true. Brian Clough briefly managed Manchester United. True or false? Yep, it is false. And Katie Holmes played Lana Lang in Smallville. True or false? It's false. Congratulations, usual suspects. You have achieved perfection. She never appeared in Smallville. Aubrey, the usual suspects have succeeded where you failed and they've stolen the round. The usual suspects, you now have the opportunity to make Aubrey's chances of winning the prize fund about as hard as it can be. Let's see the final board. So which ones are you choosing?
I like that dating one.
I'm happy, yes.
We'll pick on definitely dating, Nick, please.
Dating goes across.
I really don't know about the last one.
I think it's such a wide subject. I mean, myths, mythology.
could come
Yeah.
up
Could
anything.
cover such a lot.
I'm happy with that.
He might know, but let's plump for mythology, please, Nick.
Mythology goes across. We now know our 6 final categories. They are singing, 90s pop, soup, action heroes, dating, and mythology. Usual suspects, it's now time to switch you off for the final time. And away they go. Aubrey, mythology.
I still don't think it's bad to have 5 out of 6 that I'd have picked.
It could have gone a lot worse, couldn't
Yes.
it? Aubrey,
A lot worse.
for £11,000, it's time to play the final. Aubrey, this is the all-important final. If you can achieve perfection, you could be leaving with a prize fund of £11,000. If you fail, you'll be leaving with nothing, which is great news for the usual suspects, as one of them could be playing for a rollover of £12,000 on the next game. Let's play the final round. Aubrey, here are your final 6 categories. You must answer all 6 statements correctly if you want to win the £11,000. Think carefully, there's no time limit, but once you've given an answer, your first answer, it's locked in. You ready?
Ready, Nick?
Let's reveal your first statement. Please tell me whether you believe it to be true or false. Singing. Baritone is the lowest male singing voice.
I'm sure bass is the lowest. False, Nick.
False. 90s pop. Girlfriend was Billie Piper's first UK #1 hit.
Billie Piper, I'm sure her first hit was Because We Want To. And I think that was a #1. So that's false as well, Nick.
False. Soup. Mock turtle soup is made from sea urchins.
No, false. I'm going for false, please, Nick.
False. Action heroes. Bruce Willis was born in West Germany.
It seems that silly. It could be true, but I'm going to go false, please.
False.
Nick. Yes.
Dating. The singer Sunita used to date Brad Pitt.
I'm 99% sure that's true. So true, please, Nick.
True. And finally, mythology. Heracles killed the Nemean lion.
I'm going to go false with that as well, Nick, please. And that's a complete guess.
False.
Yes.
Aubrey, those answers are locked in. Remember, if there's one single mistake, you leave with nothing. Which ones are you unsure of?
F, D, C, and A.
OK, let's switch on the usual suspects. Usual suspects, you can now see the final 6 statements, and next to them are Aubrey's answers. Aubrey, your answers are locked in and you can't change them by yourself. But if you think you made a mistake, you can unlock the board with the help of the usual suspects. This will, of course, come at a cost. Usual suspects, I'm now going to ask you to tell me how well you think Aubrey's done, if you want to help, and if you do, how much it will cost. Aubrey, who would you like to hear from first?
Because he's got an honest face, Joe, please.
Aubrey, looking at the questions, how do you think you've done?
I believe I've got all 6 right, Joe.
All 6. Well, I think you've got one wrong, and I don't know the rest of the answers, so I'm really sorry, but I'm not going to be coming to help you.
Not for any amount of money.
Unfortunately not. I don't know the answers, so...
All right, Joe, thank you very much.
Anne, please.
Aubrey, I can see 2 that are definitely wrong. A couple of others, I just don't know whether you're right or wrong, so I'm not going to come down.
All right, Anne's ruled herself out too.
That leaves you, David.
You've left a lasting impression on me and on this chair that I'm now occupying. But on this occasion, there are 4 incorrect answers there. There's another one I'm not sure about. I think that's just too much to ask in this particular game, mate. Sorry.
Not for any amount of money will you come down, David.
The money's going to roll over. I'd like my chance at that. So unfortunately, I can't help you out this time, my friend.
OK, David.
So you are on your own. £11,000 at stake, 6 answers away. Let's find out if you've achieved perfection. OK, starting at the top, baritone is the lowest male singing voice. You said you thought it was bass, so you said false. Is it true or false? Yeah, it is false. Bass is, and then you have bass baritone and so on and so forth. B, Girlfriend was Billie Piper's first UK #1 hit. You said false. Is it true or false? It is false. And your knowledge of music across the board hasn't let you down. It was Because We Want To. So we move on to C. Mock turtle soup is made from sea urchins. You said false. Is it true or false? It is false. Oddly, it's usually made from calf's head. So, 3 right, halfway to the money, £11,000. A couple of big holidays coming up if you can get through the last 3 and get them correct. Bruce Willis was born in West Germany. You said it was false. Is it possible the board could start with 4 reds? You need it to. Is it true or false? It's true. His father was stationed there at a US military base. That's why he was born in Germany. Well, I'm afraid, Aubrey, after all this time in the hot seat, you've managed to avoid perfection. And sadly, that means that you go home with no cash. Can you still achieve perfection at home? Let's go through the rest of the answers and see how close Aubrey was. The singer Sunita used to date Brad Pitt. You said that was true. It is true. Heracles killed the Nemean lion. You said that was false. Is it true or false? It's true. Another one wrong. So it was 4 out of 6. Not bad, but not good enough, I'm afraid. Usual suspects, that's fantastic news for you. The prize fund rolls over to the next game, where one of you could be playing for a total of £12,000. Aubrey, have you enjoyed your time on the show?
I've really enjoyed myself, yes.
Well, you have set the record as the longest serving usual suspect. We love having you. Ladies and gentlemen, Aubrey. Well, it's now time to meet the next usual suspect hoping to play perfection today. New usual suspect, please introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Donna from Perth and I'm a Sustainable Transport Assistant.
Best of luck to you all as we now find out which one of you has been randomly picked to play perfection. Donna, it is in fact you. You've been chosen. Please come down and play perfection. Donna, welcome to the game. No sooner had I said you could sit down and take the weight off your feet for a little while when you were walking back through the studio here.
I know, my gosh, yeah, it's happened so quickly.
All right, well, Donna, it's now you versus the usual suspects. They were your teammates and now they're your enemies. Here's the good news. As nobody has won the past 11 games, the prize fund currently stands at £12,000. So, £12,000 in the pot, you walk away with it, what do?
I'm looking to go to a trip to Nepal.
What, to go up Everest?
Not Everest, I wish. But just maybe to base camp around that region and visit a few of the monasteries and things. So that would really be my dream, yeah.
Well, what a great dream that is. OK, 3 rounds of the final to come. Usual suspects, we're going to switch you off for now, so you can't see or hear anything. But as soon as Donna makes a mistake, you'll be back in the game. And away they go off into the dark. Donna, you can now talk through your answers without giving away any vital knowledge, OK? Are you ready?
Okay, yes, I'm
Should
ready.
we get straight into it?
That'd be great.
Let's play perfection. Round 1, your 45 seconds starts now. Guyana is a country in South America.
I would take a guess at false for that, Nick. I think it's Africa.
False.
So, false for that one.
Samuel L. Jackson's middle name is Lionel.
Gosh. I'm going to say true for that one.
True, and you're more than halfway through your time. The model
Okay.
Giselle Bundchen is married to Seal.
True, I believe, yes.
True, and finally, leopards are the largest of the big cats.
I would say false for that one.
False.
Yes.
Sorry to hurry you in the
That's
middle
all
there.
right.
It's just I was
I like to take
worried
my time.
with taking your time over the first 2 that you were going to struggle with the last 2. How was that as a round?
I think I did okay.
All right, well, before we reveal how well you've done, it's time to bring back the usual suspects. So, usual suspects, these were the 4 statements, and next to them are Donna's answers. David, how's she done?
I don't think Seal is married to Giselle Bundchen. He's married to another one of the supermodels.
Anne, what do you think?
Well, Seal is married to Heidi Klum. And Guyana, I'm pretty certain, is in South America. The other 2, I'm not sure.
Well, Donna, the moment of truth. You need to have answered all 4 statements perfectly to have won the round. Let's find out how many you've got correct. Not going past 1. Not a good round.
Not a good round.
Unfortunately, you failed to achieve perfection, which means you've let your enemies, the usual suspects, into the game. Usual suspects. You can see Donna's answers. You need to change 3 of them. Which 3?
A and C are
Well, we
definitely
agree
wrong.
they're definitely on C being wrong, so
Yeah,
I think...
and A is wrong.
I think
B is right.
Yeah.
that sounds good. I think we're pretty unanimous here now, Nick.
Okay, so the change is?
So the changes are for question A will change false to true.
A changes from false to true.
C changes from true to false.
C goes from true to false.
And finally, D changes from false to true.
D changes from false to true, leaving B as answered by Donna. Usual suspects. Let's find out what the correct answers are. Guyana is a country in South America. True or false? It's true. Samuel L. Jackson's middle name is Lionel. True or false? False. It's Leroy. Usual suspects. You had the chance to steal the round from Donna, but you failed to achieve perfection. I wonder whether you're still on for perfection at home. Let's go through the rest of the answers and see. The model Giselle Bundchen is married to Seal. True or false? False. Married to Heidi Klum, as you said, and leopards are the largest of the big cats. True or false? False. Siberian tigers are the largest. So, usual suspects, had you achieved perfection, you would now have the opportunity to make Donna's chances of winning the prize fund much harder in the final. And I'm going to explain how. Donna, this is your final board appearing. These 6 blank spaces need to be filled with subject categories. Here are your final round categories. They range from mountains through soaps and conflicts with many more in between because neither side won the round. The 2 categories that were due to be chosen will now be carried over onto the next round, meaning 4 categories will be on offer. Usual suspects, time to switch you off. We'll see you in round 2. And away they go. Looking at those subjects, which ones are you trying to avoid?
Probably Lib Dems and Rugby Union.
OK, you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's play round 2. Your 45 seconds starts now. Zac Efron stars in the Twilight films.
Gosh, it's one of these younger actors and younger films. I would say true for that one.
True. Henry McCarthy was the real name of the Sundance Kid.
I would say false, because I don't think it is Henry McCarthy. I don't know who it is, but I don't think it is Henry, so false.
False. Hugh Laurie is older than Stephen Fry.
True.
True. And finally, Alton Towers is located in Berkshire.
I'd say false for that one.
False.
Don't know why, but I'll say false.
And with a little bit of time to spare, Donna, you've answered all 4 statements. Perfect round or not?
To be honest, I'm not entirely sure.
Well, before we reveal how well you've done, it's time to bring back the usual suspects. So, usual suspects, these are the 4 statements, and next to them are Donna's answers. Joe, has she achieved perfection this time?
Donna has not achieved perfection on this time. Zac Efron does not star in Twilight. I believe it's Robert Pattinson.
OK, well, Donna, the moment of truth. You need to have answered all 4 statements perfectly to have won the round. Let's find out how many are correct. 2, it's not going any further, which means, once again, Donna, you failed to achieve perfection. You've let the enemies in, the usual suspects. Can you steal this round? You can see Donna's answers. You need to change 2 of them.
A is certainly wrong.
Right.
Alton Towers is located in Staffordshire. So
Yeah, I would
that's
agree
true.
with that one, yeah. And I know for a fact that McCarthy is not the real name of the Sundance Kid. So therefore, we are left with...
C must be false.
C must be the false one, yeah. Yeah, so we are agreed that we're going to change the answer from C, true to false.
C changes from true to false, and one other one?
A changes from true to false.
A changes from true to false, leaving B and D as Donna first answered. Usual suspects, let's find out what the correct answers are. Zac Efron stars in the Twilight films, true or false? It is false. And Joe, you were right about Robert Pattinson. Henry McCarthy was the real name of the Sundance Kid, true or false? Yep, it's false. It's Billy the Kid's real name, in actual fact. Hugh Laurie is older than Stephen Fry, true or false? Yep, it's false. Stephen Fry was born in 57, Laurie in 59, though I'm sure Stephen Fry won't thank us for pointing that out. Alton Towers is located in Berkshire, true or false? Yeah, it's false. Congratulations, usual suspects, you have achieved perfection. And as you rightly pointed out, usual suspects, it's in Staffordshire. So, Donna, the usual suspects have succeeded again where you failed.
Yes.
And they've stolen the round. Usual suspects, you now have the opportunity to make Donna's chances of winning the prize fund that little bit harder. Let's see the final board. No subjects on there. That's because no one won the last round. Because you won this round, you've earned the right to choose 4 categories to add to the board. So, which 4 would you like Donna to play in the final?
There's one that stands out for me big time to give her, and that would be rugby union.
OK, Nick, let's put in rugby union, please.
Rugby union goes across first.
OK, the politics one, we're thinking that might be a one to put in. OK, let's put in Lib Dems, please,
Lib
Nick.
Dems goes across.
From a personal point, I'd like to put the Moon in.
The Moon goes across.
Yeah.
And one more, please.
I have a feeling that she could be quite strong in soaps.
I wouldn't choose mountains either.
Human body.
We've all got one.
Exactly.
Yeah, let's go for the human body as well, please, Nick.
Human body goes across. Congratulations, usual suspects. You've won the second round. It's time to switch you off, but we will see you in round 3. Well, Donna.
2 rotors, eh?
Yeah, the 2 ones you said you didn't want were
said.
straight in there. The first 2 they picked. They got used to us, didn't
My
they?
goodness.
Donna, you have one more chance to find perfection and choose your own categories for the final. You ready for the next round?
I am.
Right, let's play round 3. Your 45 seconds starts now. Nelson fought at the Battle of Waterloo.
Battle of Waterloo. I'm sure he did. True.
True. Catch-22 is a novel by Joseph Heller.
I have no idea at all, Nick, on this one, but I'll say false.
False. 13 is the square root of 169.
I know someone that would know this very quickly. True.
True. And finally, the singer Shakira was born in Mexico.
I would say false. I don't think it's Mexico. I'm not sure what country, but I
Got
don't
an
think
answer?
it's false.
False.
Yep.
And with a second to spare, Donna, you've answered all 4 statements. Was that a good round?
Possibly, Nick. Yeah.
All right, well, before we reveal how well you've done, it's time to bring back the usual suspects. So, usual suspects, these were the 4 statements, and next to them are Donna's answers. Anne, has she achieved perfection?
I'm pretty certain she's wrong on A. Nelson fought at Trafalgar, not Waterloo.
David?
Well, I've read Catch-22, Nick, and it's definitely by Joseph Heller, so that one's wrong as well.
Donna, the moment of truth. You need to have answered all 4 statements perfectly to have won the round. Let's find out how many you've got correct. Just 2 out of 4. You failed to achieve perfection, which means you've let your enemies, the usual suspects, into the game. Usual suspects, you need to change 2 of her answers, but which 2?
She's got C and D right, and you two said that A and B were wrong.
Yeah, we're going to change the answer on question A from true to false,
A changes from true to false.
and on B from false to true, please.
B changes from false to true, leaving C and D as answered by Donna. Usual suspects, let's find out what the correct answers are. Nelson fought at the Battle of Waterloo, true or false? No, it is false. Of course, he did fight at the Battle of Trafalgar, as Anne said. Catch-22 is a novel by Joseph Heller, true or false? Yep, it's true, as you said, David. 13 is the square root of 169, true or false? It's true. And you know where this is going now. The singer Shakira was born in Mexico, true or false? Yep, it's false. Congratulations, usual suspects. You have achieved perfection. She was born in Colombia, in actual fact. Let's have a look at the final board. 4 subjects on there, all chosen by you, and because you won the last round, you earned the right to choose the last 2 subject categories to add to the board. So which 2 do you want?
Conflicts, I think, would be quite...
How do we go with
Because it could
conflicts?
be quite a lot of things.
OK, let's go with conflicts for one of the 2, please, Nick.
Conflicts goes across, and we still need 1 more.
I was thinking perhaps about the Oscars.
If you like, yeah, I'm happy with that one.
OK, let's put Oscars in there, please, Nick.
Oscars goes in. We now know our 6 final categories. They are Rugby Union, Lib Dems, The Moon, Human Body, Conflicts, and Oscars. OK, guys, it's time to switch you off for the final time. What do you make of that final board?
Well, what can I say? Obviously, there's a couple there of subjects not too good, but others, you know, it could be just a lot. They could be quite random. The Moon, Human Body.
Well, good luck, Donna. For £12,000, it's time to play the final. Donna, this is the all-important final. If you can achieve perfection, you could be leaving here with a prize fund of £12,000. If you fail, you'll be leaving with nothing, which is great news for the usual suspects, of course, because one of them could be playing for a rollover of £13,000 on the next game You don't want that to happen, do you?
Definitely not, no.
So let's play the final round. Donna, here are your 6 final categories. You must answer all 6 statements correctly if you want to win the £12,000. Think carefully. There's no time limit, but once you've given me an answer, your first answer, it'll be locked in. Are you ready?
I am, yes.
Let's reveal the first statement. Please tell me whether you believe it to be true or false. Rugby union. Lewis Moody has played rugby union for England.
I can only really have a guess. Sounds like a name that could be playing rugby, so I'll say true.
True. Lib Dems. Nick Clegg's wife is called Justine.
Gosh. True.
True. The moon. 24 men have walked on the moon.
I would say false to that one.
False. Human body. The hypothalamus is part of the liver.
I don't know why I know this, but I definitely don't think it's part of the liver. I don't know what it's a part of, but I'll say false to that one.
False. Conflicts. The American Civil War began in 1761.
I think it was the 17th century, so I'm going to say false to that one.
False. And finally, Oscars. Johnny Depp won an Oscar for Finding Neverland.
Gosh, I'm thinking Peter Pan, kind of Johnny Depp. I'll say false to that one, actually.
False.
As well,
And with
yeah.
that answer,
Is it?
those answers are locked in. Remember, if there's one single mistake, you leave with nothing. Which ones are you unsure of?
C, A, and F.
C, A, and F. So 3, really. Well, let's switch on the usual suspects. Usual suspects, you can now see the final 6 statements, and next to them are Donna's answers. Donna, your answers are now locked in. You can't change them by yourself, but if you think you've made a mistake, you can unlock them with the help of the usual suspects. This will, however, come at a cost. Donna, who would you like to hear from first?
I'd like to hear from Anne first.
I can see one that you've definitely got wrong. I'm not sure about a couple of others, so I'm not willing to come down. It's just not worth it.
Not going to happen with Anne.
No, no. David, what do you think?
I think there's one I'm not sure of. You're not quite there for me, Donna, I'm afraid. So, no, I'm just going to stick this one out. Sorry, not me on this particular occasion.
Still got Joe to hear.
Joe, what are you thinking?
Well, I know 2 of the answers up there, but the other 4 I don't know about, so I'm sorry, I won't be coming down. Best of luck, but I hope the money rolls over.
Well, that's
Oh,
fairly
I bet you do, Joe. Thank you.
Joe, it's fairly honest and straightforward, isn't it? So, absolutely, definitely, I want to make absolutely clear, there's not one of you will come down even with £12,000 on offer, even if you were offered £10,000 of it.
Yes.
Well,
Oh,
it's
come on,
tempting.
David.
So we aren't quite over yet. So, do you want to make an offer to David?
Yeah.
How much?
9.5.
9,500 of the 12.
Well, you only live once, let's go for it.
You coming down?
on, David.
I'll come down and help you out.
Okay, negotiations have been agreed. David is going to come down and help for 9,500 of the £12,000 on offer. David, come down and join us. Okay, Donna, you've asked David for help. If you achieve perfection, it will cost you 9,500 of your potential prize fund of £12,000. David, you now forfeited your chance to play in the next game. This is your only shot at winning perfection. Have you made the right decision? I think we're about to find out. Here are the final round statements. David, which answers do you want Donna to change?
Actually, Nick, I don't want her to change any of them.
Wow. So, your game plan has been to bluff your way down here, not change any of Donna's answers, but look to take £9,500 of the prize fund. Well, because... Well, it is the name of the game. Negotiation's what it's all about. Donna, remember, it is still your decision what to do. You can change things if you want to change them. So, as they're all open, do you want to go through them and have a think about them?
Well, number 1, Lewis Moody definitely has played rugby union for England, that's true. I know Nick Clegg's wife's French.
Pretty sure it's Justine.
Justine.
Actually. Yeah.
3 is definitely false. It's 12 men have walked
Yeah,
on the
I thought it
moon.
was far too much myself.
Yeah, and D, the hypothalamus is in the brain, not the liver, surely. American Civil War was 1861, 1865, so that's definitely false.
I was the other way, but
And then we come down to our good friend Johnny Depp. Are you happy on that one?
No. You know, something occurred to me about being Peter Pan, but I wasn't sure if that was quite right, Finding Neverland. But you're not 100% on that one?
That he might have actually won one for that. I'd say stick with it.
Yeah.
There's £12,000 at stake here. £2,500 for Donna, £9,500 for David. Remember, it is still your
I'm
decision.
going to keep that board.
Keeping that board
Keeping
exactly
that board
as it is,
exactly
yeah?
the same.
Yes, let's
Yep.
go with what we've got
Let's go
there.
for it.
Yeah.
Those answers are now locked in without any changes. David, that was quite a move, wasn't it? You happy with that, Donna?
Well, I offered him the money, so someone did the same to me.
We stand together, we fall together. You fall on me
Yeah,
if it all
order
goes
me.
bad.
Okay, well, let's find out if you've achieved perfection. I think we should start with the one at the bottom because that's the one that's worrying you. We can put you out of your misery straight away on this one. Johnny Depp won an Oscar for Finding Neverland. You said it was false. You teetered on the brink of changing it. Are we about to find out that you should have changed it? You need this to turn red. Is it true or false? It is false. Johnny Depp has never won an Oscar. So, I'll tell you what, let's just fire up the board from there, shall we? The American Civil War began in 1761. You said it was false, Donna, because you thought it was earlier. You need this to turn red. Is it true or false? It's false. 1861. The hypothalamus is part of the liver. Donna, you were sure this was false. David, you were sure this was false. If you're right, this is going to turn red too, and you're going to be halfway to the £12,000. The hypothalamus is part of the liver. True or false? Part of the brain, exactly what you said, David. Well. So halfway, 3 more to go. 24 men have walked on the moon. You said false. We need this to turn red. Is it true or false? It's false. It is 12. Okay. Which way round do you want to do this? Which one do you want to pick?
You said work your way up. Let's work.
Yeah, I
Let's go.
think so, because you're pretty confident about the rugby.
Well, if you're confident about the rugby, should we do that one next?
That one's right for definite,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, well, if that one's right for definite, let's get it out of the way. Lewis Moody has played rugby union for England. You said that was true, Donna. David's absolutely sure it's true. This should turn green. Is it true or false? Yeah, it's true. You're absolutely right. 5 out of 6. Just one answer away from the £12,000. £9,500 for David, £2,500 for Donna. And what are you going to spend it on, David, if you win this?
I'm definitely taking away my long-suffering partner, Diane, on a holiday. She definitely deserves it for putting it with me for 11 years.
Lovely. Well, the final question. Nick Clegg's wife is called Justine. Donna, you said you thought that was true. David came down and said he thought that was true. Because you think his wife is French, you need this to turn green for £12,000. Nick Clegg's wife is called Justine. Is that true or false? It's false. She's Spanish. Miriam. As a result, Donna and David, I'm afraid that you didn't manage to achieve perfection, and it means that you're going home with no money at all. Usual suspects. That's fantastic news for you. The prize fund rolls over to the next game, where one of you could be playing for £13,000. Donna, you failed to achieve perfection, even with the help of David, who played a masterful bluffing game to get down here. But in the end, you go home with nothing. I hope you've enjoyed playing. Ladies and gentlemen, Donna and David. That's all we have time for. Please join us again next time when our usual suspects have the chance to play again, this time for £13,000. But remember, on this show, 5 out of 6 just isn't good enough. We only pay for absolute perfection. Goodbye.
And Perfection's back on BBC One Tuesday afternoon at 2:15. Here on BBC Two next, a young couple hoping to start a family away from London on escape to the country. And that's because BBC One's covering Team GB's gold medal match against defending champions Canada in the curling, live now.